Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is Financial Friday. I'm Stephen Johnson, and once again, we are speaking with our financial expert, Jeff Kennedy. Jeff, you've been with us now for a couple of weeks. I was gone last week. Raja filled in for me. I appreciated her doing that. Hope you had a good time with Raja.
It worked out well.
Wonderful. Very good. We are talking about the first level of the pyramid. And one of the things that's in the first level of the pyramid that you told me about is something called the forgotten risk. What is the forgotten risk?
Yeah, that's right, Stephen. Most people, when they're thinking in terms of risk protection or so forth in this first layer, they're thinking life insurance. But oftentimes this forgotten risk, disability, loss of income due to disability is overlooked, and frankly it's just as important as the life insurance consideration, because at any given age you're actually more likely to become disabled than you are to die. And so in fact, there's a study done by the National Association of Insurance Commissioners that said 1 out of 7 American workers will suffer a long-term disability before the age of 65. So,
I didn't realize the risk was that high. I actually thought employers or Social Security would actually cover us in the case we were disabled.
Right, and that is a common misconception. Of course, employers' plans are nice, but they're becoming more rare. If you are fortunate enough to be covered by one of these plans, oftentimes it really only covers about 50 to 60% of your before tax pay. So after taxes, it's even less than that. Now, as far as Social Security goes, those benefits are very tough to come by. Less than 80% of first-time applicants actually receive a benefit and end up having to hire a lawyer, maybe at their own expense.
So are we actually putting our financial future in danger if we don't protect ourselves?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you want to protect your income, but it's not just about protecting the income, because if you had enough assets set aside, this really wouldn't even be an issue. The bottom line here really is that if you're working and you need your income to live, you probably need disability insurance. Check with your employer first, of course, to see if your company offers any coverage, and definitely take advantage of that. But keep these rules in mind. If it doesn't cover at least 70% of your take-home pay, benefits don't last till age 65, and if there's a waiting period that's longer than your savings can last, you need to look into private insurance as well.
All right, Jeff, those are some really important points, and I appreciate it. Now, one of the things that we also talked about is that this is just the beginning of really getting a good, solid financial plan. What are kind of things we're going to be addressing next week?
Yeah, well, that's the foundation, of course, and those aren't that fun of issues to cover, but we'll be moving on up, and next week especially addressing the reserves layer. Seems kind of obvious perhaps, but there's a lot of things in there that are important to make sure you get right.
All right, sounds good, Jeff. We'll see you back here next week, and we'll see you guys back here in just a few moments.